How is everybody doing this warm afternoon day? I normally don't do any videos, but I'm going to go ahead and do one today, okay, for this afternoon. And we're going to touch on lake monsters, right? And didn't realize Kentucky had any lake monsters. I know they had the situation with the beast that has been documented to have killed that family back in the late 70s, early 80s. Now that's documented, but normally they'll do that. But and now I'll see why normally I don't do this in the morning, because in the afternoons, because a lot of people are getting off work or got a lot of noise going on, a lot of noise pollution. But this article is from Friday, May 1st, 2015, right? And it's talking about Kentucky lake monsters. And again, this is fair use. You guys can pull it up at any point in time and see what goes on. And we're going to talk about this lady. I don't know her name. I think her name is Teresa. Okay, so we're gonna cover Teresa's story. All right, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and let's dig in. She says she stumbled on not one, but two different Kentucky lake monster stories. Now, Kentucky definitely isn't a state that I would normally associate with a high concentration of aquatic cryptids. But these two stories certainly suggest something strange is going on in those waters. The first lake monster I ran across comes from the far western part of the state in Rockcastle County. Close by to the haunted Aunt Polly House lies Lake Lynn. Lake Lynn is a man-made lake created in 1968 by the construction of the earthen Renfrew Dam at a maximum depth of only 36 feet and an average depth of 16 feet. It doesn't necessarily seem like the ideal home for a large, unusual beast, but try telling that to the locals. There are various references and comments made in passing about exactly what lurks in these waters. If anything, some feel that the sightings are merely trash and other debris littering the lake. But sadly to say, the most detailed information comes from a Topix post started in September 2008, warning people to stay away from Lake Linville. The poster relates a personal story about a bluish-green snake-like creature with a long neck and a long tail and a head the size of a basketball that attacked his canoe, breaking it in half and leaving him for dead in the water. While many mocked the authenticity of this encounter, several others came forward with a similar, if not less dramatic encounter. Well, except for one post. A poster relates with a fairly horrifying tale from when she was a little girl and the lake was first being created. Could it be the origin of today's sightings? Here's a portion of her story in her own words. One afternoon, we decided to take a hike in the woods after our picnic, and we had gone for about an hour when we heard the helicopters. There were 3 of them, and one was huge, the size of an army helicopter or something. We stayed in the woods and watched as men with guns got out. Mom was afraid, and they made us all hide. The next thing I knew, a large crate big enough to hold a car was brought off one of those helicopters. Then 6 men with guns who were wearing black masks opened it. I was astounded and almost screamed as a huge black snail-looking thing came out. It seemed to be looking at the men, and one of the men yelled, "Go," real loud. And then the thing switched into the water. The men went back to the helicopter where 2 more crates were taking off, and 2 of the slug-like animals were let go. All of a sudden, the men with guns began to back up, and we saw that one of the giant snail-like things was scooting towards them. That's when we heard the shots. Now, that's weird. Again, I'm from Kentucky, and I've never heard that story. So, again, imagine. And we do hear a lot of stories about black helicopters back at Lake Barkely and Land Between the Lakes, because so much activity with a lot of things that have happened that are cryptid back there. So, but if they're putting stuff in the lake, God, man, it's crazy. But let's get to the second story. The second lake monster tale only recently caught my attention while reading the book Gateway Ghosts and Other Local Legends by Lori and Ron Coffey. Sidcalk Lake, located in the Mount Sterling area, is a private fishing lake named for Sidney Johnson Calk, a local resident who died on October 16th at 1975 at the age of 85. As a private lake, membership is required to partake in the excellent fishing, picnic opportunities, and cornhole tournaments. Okay. Today, the lake seems like a fun place to relax and partake in outdoor recreational activities, but it became a scene of horror during the summer of '67. The first sighting of the Calk Lake monster was witnessed by 3 men out doing some night fishing when their boat got caught on some debris. One of the men jumped out to help untangle it. He thought he was standing on a submerged log until the log coiled up and splashed around and swam away. The light of the full moon illuminated what was estimated to be a snake or snake-like creature as big as a telephone pole. Several days after this sighting, another fisherman was thrilled to have caught a pretty big bass, but he was reeling it in. But as he was reeling it in, a snake with a head as large as a trash can snatched it off his line and swam away with it. The final sighting came later that summer when a young boy spotted the creature, describing it as being long as a house and as big around as a man. A few glimpses were caught here and there, but just as mysteriously as it showed up, the Calk Lake monster disappeared for good. Those are pretty interesting. Again, these are lake monsters, and we've not touched on any of those. So I'm just touching on them today, or this afternoon, should I say, trying to take in this warm weather because I actually had a little bit of time and wasn't busy, and had done most of the things that I need to do for the day and work and whatnot, what have you. And again, I'm just trying to enjoy the time, and I'm sharing a little few moments with you guys as well. What do you guys think about those stories, man? Would you dare want to be caught out in a situation like what they were caught in? Do you believe there's any truth to it? Again, I'm from Kentucky, and I never heard of those stories, and I just wanted to check and see if we had anything back home. And apparently we do have lake monsters back home, because Lake Barkely is it's pretty big. So pretty big and pretty wide. So I'm not really sure what this person was looking for or what they saw, but there you have it. Snail-like creatures, men in black, helicopters. Fort Campbell base isn't too far away from there, because I think Fort Campbell is the 3rd largest military base in the country, and it's only it's not very far. The way it expanded and how wide and how vast and how big the place is, so wouldn't be surprised. Okay, that's all I got for now. Again, you guys continue to like, share, and subscribe. All right. Comment. All right. We love the comments. And you guys, because again, we're seeing a lot of numbers go up and down for some reason on YouTube, where there's 1 minute you'll see a couple of hundred people that have watched the video, and then you'll see it drop down to 3. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. Kind of weird. But support the work, you guys, just by showing up and letting us know. We need 3 more people before we can live stream. Boy, my words. Before we can live stream and do this on the spot. And maybe I can go to a lake or 2 every now and then just do the spooky tales on the spot, right? Without having to hold anything or cut and pause and edit anything. Remember, I'm doing this live. It's unedited, so you can get the authentic quality reporting and storytelling. And that way you know that it's real, that it's legit. And yeah, for you guys. So remember, in closing, this is going to wrap up. Make sure you guys, you check your closets, your homes, the dark recesses of your home. If you work late at night or early into the morning where there's little visibility, okay? You make sure you check under your car. You check inside of your car before you get in, because you never know what's lurking in the darkness, waiting to make you a story. And this has been Would You Dare by L.A.Kendrick. Until next time, you guys feeling the rest.